Grand Rapids Greatest Generation Day Committee is excited to announce a two-day celebration honoring the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II.
So joining us to tell us what they have planned is Joel Westfall, chairman of the Greatest Generation Day. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So let's just talk a little bit about, what the Greatest Generation Day celebration is and why it's so important that you guys do this.
Well, thank you. So we've been planning these events for some time, since all the way back in December. Recently, the mayor of Grand Rapids has declared September 2nd the Greatest Generation Day for the city of Grand Rapids, and we've been planning a couple of events. Because of the COVID situation, of course, these events have changed. We envisioned originally 1,000 people in the park, in Abnabwan Park, 1,000 people in auditoriums. But of course, now we have changed that. But the Greatest Generation Day essentially represents and looks at, again, the end of the Second World War. It takes a look at the generation that that fought against tyranny, preserved freedom for the United States by defeating Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. And what I mean by the Greatest Generation Day, of course, I mean not only just veterans, who of course were extremely important, but essentially every American alive during that time. Whether or not they, bought war bonds, or they, the kids who went to the scrap metal yards to find iron and copper for building the tanks and planes right here in the state of Michigan. It's basically the entire generation alive during that time who really won and fought that war. And that's who we're looking to celebrate and honor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So that celebration is going to be taking place September 1st and 2nd. Maybe tell us a little bit more about what will be going on. And if someone does know a veteran from World War II, how can they get in contact with the museum and involved?
Yes, thank you. So the September 1st event will be a virtual event. It will be an in memoriam event to honor those who were killed during the Second World War from the United States and the Allied powers. We will be, of course, letting people know how to get into this virtual event in the very near future. The next day's event, the celebratory event, we all have a flyover planned. We have 3 aircraft from the Yankee Air Museum. A B-17 bomber, a B-25 bomber, and a C-47 transport plane will be flying over the city of Grand Rapids, hopefully doing a couple passes actually, over the city of Grand Rapids along the Grand River. So there will be great viewing. That will be at 6:30 along the Grand River. So if you have some time to take a look at that, that would be great. Later that evening, we have a virtual interview, a virtual event with Chris Wallace to discuss his book on the Second World War called Countdown 1945. And that will also be a virtual event. We'll be advertising information on how to get and attend that event virtually for your own safety.
All right, great. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.